Hey, hello. I want you to clip in that like scary long pause there at the start.
I can
It's
do
me,
that. I can do
Ghosty.
that.
I'm joined once again by,
The germ.
and this week I once again have MC duties, much to the chagrin of any listener, I'm sure. We're here for episode. Do you know the
13.
episode number? 13. Ooh, spooky. I don't think it's intentional, but maybe they really made the last episode. Episode 13 is the last episode of season 2. Maybe they intentionally made it episode 13 for creepiness.
I find most shows have like 12 or 13 episodes. It's
Just a good run.
it's just a good run.
Yeah, you never know. Welcome back to the Yami Shibai podcast.
It's another saga of open window on your side.
We didn't start recording before the sunset this time, so you just get one light on. We'll see if we get any more. We get a peek into anybody's life. Do you think anybody looks in at us and says, "What the hell is that guy doing?"
You probably go, "What a loser."
Look at that podcast guy.
What a loser.
Not another one of those podcast guys.
There's like a dozen of those in that building.
I don't know. Maybe they can look over and see dozens of podcast guys. They at least see two.
Do you think they could see me from over there?
Like directly across, yes. I can see
So much
someone's
responsibility.
plant. So I feel like if I can see the leaves on their plant, it's actually the light that's on. If I can see those leaves, they can see you.
Probably.
So I'm gonna go, yeah. They're probably also like, oh, that's that guy that's always watching anime in his room.
Oh no.
What a weirdo.
Degenerate.
And on that note, let's talk about some anime.
Yeah.
Step right up and have a look. It's time for Yami Shibai. Bam, 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 bam. What is this
title?
episode called?
Bring
I
Her
don't see it in the
Drums.
notes. Bringer drums.
It's right below. It's in number 1.
Oh, I was looking past the numbers.
You always forget to look there.
All right, so episode kicks off. We join a couple who just moved to the countryside. Apparently, they're having their luggage delivered since the people here don't like guys who come from the city. I don't know how getting your luggage delivered solves that problem.
If anything, it makes you sound worse.
I also interpreted this as he brought one suitcase other than the luggage getting delivered so that he didn't look like he was coming from the city, but I don't really understand that.
Like, to me, having your luggage delivered sounds more like you're coming from the city.
Yeah, I'm too cheap for that. What the heck?
You have to bring your family and friends out and like maybe promise them a pizza.
Cause all your friends major inconvenience to save $200 to $300. It's worth it. As they're walking into the town, the wife spots a red pellet drum sticking straight up out of the ground with a black sharp thing painted on the drum bit.
It's a weird symbol on it, right?
It looks very familiar.
Right?
But I feel like it might be like
it's probably
Bakugan
coincidental
or something like that.
Yeah. I have no idea.
The wife picks up the pellet drum, twirling it to make the drumming noises. This was some interesting animation too. It was like boom, 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 boom.
They actually had animation instead of the pictures.
When they get into the village, they find many more red drums leading to their front door. The village chief meets them there and greets them warmly. Too warmly? The chief shows them around the village, asking them many questions. The wife chimes in asking about the pellet drums, and he calls them bringer drums, saying they're a village custom to guide good things to new residents. He elaborates, explaining about the god who protects the village. They followed the drums to the new arrivals. Later that night, while the husband is sound asleep, the wife hears something outside. She goes out to investigate,
Dun, dun, dun.
seeing the drums play on their own.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
followed by the sound of a baby crying.
Where? Where?
I was wondering if you were committed enough to do that.
Very committed.
She desperately tries to wake her husband, but he does not stir. The pellet drums all continue playing. The drums play louder as the baby's cries get closer.
Where?
Suddenly, everything goes quiet. He finally starts to wake when suddenly he jumps up, crying like a little baby. His crying echoes through the whole village. The village lights turn on. Then they turn back off. Their luggage never shows up in this whole episode. The end.
Oh,
Not
oh,
bad.
10
Fun
stars.
episode.
Oh. Good.
It was a very dramatic retelling on our part. We had sound effects, dramatic delivery.
Shout out to that sound effects guy.
I'm very proud of you for going for the baby crying noises. I'm sure those will be used as blackmail against you at some point in the future.
Oh,
so.
for very good reasons. Yeah.
Anytime I disagree with you, I'll just play back the baby crying sound effect. Wah,
This is what you sound like. Oh, what a last image to end on, though.
I think the last image of, well, I guess in the slideshow, but in the episode, the last image was of the village, right?
No,
I'm pretty sure. Like,
yeah,
all the lights
you're right.
turned
It was
on,
the
and then they
village,
turn back off again.
Yeah. And it was
lots
like
of unanswered questions.
Best kind of episode to do.
Sorry, what were you gonna say? It was like,
I don't remember anymore. Let's just continue.
that's okay. Yeah. So let's go through those unanswered questions. There was, to start, why is the family moving to this town if he's a city person?
I mean, it's
Were
not
they,
that
like-
uncommon for people to move to the country.
But it seems like the village brought them there almost. Like, they meet the mayor. Like, it's like they got invited there or something. It's like midsummer.
I never noticed that. That's interesting. You're right. The mayor doesn't care about new people or the people of the village. You're right.
And then, what kind of logical mayor would do that? And then next there's, and this one's like classic, like horror unanswered question, but what the heck is the god? And like, why is it a baby? What is it doing when it like takes over this guy's body?
I have a theory.
Mhm.
Some people in the comments had this a very similar theory as well. I don't remember if I grabbed it or not. I think either him or the wife were going to bring bad things to the village.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to our classic Zonbai episode
Mhm.
discussion. Is that it seems like maybe they're not there for a good reason, especially because he was like kind of hesitant about being welcome to the village.
Yeah. You could chalk that up as just him wanting people to like him, which is fair enough. But for her to be awake and him to wake up crying is very suspicious.
Yeah, it is strange. There was a bit of a weird cut too between when they saw the god and then they were sleeping. There's like a lot of missing information there. And then finally, it seems like it's just like a normal series of events for the villagers, because when they hear him screaming, they all turn on their lights and they're like, "Oh, it's just the."
It's just
Just the
that
baby
God
god
making
possession.
a man cry like a baby. Turn over,
Yeah.
go back to bed.
They all go back to sleep.
There's two interpretations of the crying at the end.
Mhm.
One interpretation is it's him echoing out in the village. Another interpretation is there's other villagers crying as well.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, that's not very welcoming at all. What the heck?
Maybe this god just wanted to let the wife know he's a crybaby.
This man is a big baby.
I don't know enough about Japanese folklore to know, but I wonder if it has something to do with bringing like a child into their lives.
Yeah. I was thinking that's probably where the metaphor lies in this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I've never heard anything like this before.
Because I know after the deed, most men do cry.
Um, sure. Totally normal.
Another thing I wanted to point out, it's weird that the banger drums are standing straight up when they get there, right?
I guess they were supposed to be stuck in the ground or something.
It's white. I think the ground is like white. The first one is the most concerning one.
I interpreted it like gravelly
Yeah, you're right.
dirt.
Yeah. It does look like dirt or ground, but like if when she picks it up, it's not that much longer. It's not stuck in there very deeply.
I think we can just chalk this one up to simpler animation.
Probably.
Okay,
But I don't know, that just bothered me. Oh, there's the god.
I can kind of see it looking like a baby, I guess. It's got a bib on.
It does have a bib on.
Interesting.
And banger drums are a child thing, if I remember rightly.
Mm-hmm. I remember this kind of nostalgic for when I was a kid. I think we had some.
Yeah, I don't feel like they were a big staple in our lives.
Oh, no, definitely not. They're around.
Another thing, am I the only one disappointed we never saw their luggage delivered? Like, he paid for this.
Classic delivery company. You know they weren't compensated either.
Nope, they lost the luggage and be like, no, that's on you. Anything else you'd like to say?
No. Yeah, pretty interesting episode.
Yep. Hey, let's head on to the comments. I'll read the first one. From Sean Hackage. Yeah. All she did was wake you up. You didn't need to be a baby about it.
There's probably a lot of baby puns in these comments, isn't there?
There weren't a lot of comments.
Oh, interesting. He never helps says, so a baby ate her husband and he turned weird and useless? Par for the course for new wives, I'd wager. What does that mean, new wives? I don't understand.
I think he, as soon as the man gets married, he just gets to be lazy.
Becomes a big baby.
Yep, that's the classic thing, right?
Must be.
And Trimim says, the guy said, think of it as the town you were born and raised in. Suspicious, right?
Oh, born.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, I wonder if the god was like rebirthing them to be in the village or something.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe reborn. Cult initiation. Kudowaza said, baby making done wrong.
I like that one. That's funny. And here's the last one. From Karo Kazui.
Karikasume.
Kazumi. For who didn't get it, was because she didn't accept the deity who was visiting her house, and because of this, the deity cursed her family. In Japan, you always have to open your house for goddesses or whatever entity that is visiting. I thought that was an interesting take. They seem very confident.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was it. She kind of did let them in a way. She opened the window.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. I just like their viewpoint. Reading it out loud, they were very confident. Like, very confident.
I don't believe you.
And yeah, that was just 5 images. 5 comments, I should say, I grabbed.
Not many comments this episode.
No, there weren't many.
Interesting. I wonder if it's because it's the last episode of the season, like less people get there or something.
It's hard to say. So, any themes or metaphors from your end?
We kind of touched on this earlier again, but it kind of seems like either the general theme of it is the husband changes. Either it's because they went to a new place and his personality changed, or maybe they had a baby and then it's kind of like caused issues in their relationship and things are different after that.
I like that. The only thing I haven't written down for themes and metaphors is
Don't be a little crybaby. I guess I got some more I'll throw out there.
Yeah.
There's when you move to a new place and join a new community, it's like you're born again. He's
Yeah.
like a new person now. He's around different people. And maybe the last one is in a small town, you're a lot more likely to be a big baby and complain about stuff.
To be fair, there's a lot of complaining about when you have to move.
That's true. A lot of work.
So what was your personal score?
I feel like I'm giving everything similar scores nowadays.
I mean, in a true like rating system, most things will be around 6. It's just the average.
So my criteria is usually, I feel like I should break down criteria from
Yeah.
future due diligence.
Which you definitely follow every time to the letter.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see a creepy monster / ghost.
Yeah. Didn't see it this episode.
No, so that deteriorates the score a little bit.
Yeah.
I want the hairs on the back of my neck to stand up,
Yeah.
being creeped out.
Don't feel like you were creeped out in this episode.
No, that did not happen. So the score is a little bit lower once again. Yeah. But there were some cool spots. Like there was some interesting animation with the drums.
Yep.
And the sound was kind of cool, like how it slowly built up the intensity. That was cool.
Yeah, I did enjoy the drums. That was a fun part of it.
So I think I'm gonna go with 5.
5? Well, I gave it a similar score of 4. For me, the themes and metaphors are the most interesting, and then an interesting idea, and they have to have something interesting going on in the animation, and of course, the monster is always a big plus.
Gotta have the monster.
Yeah, just makes everything more interesting, like something more visual.
I'm trying to see some creepy stuff.
Like it has to have some. If it doesn't have a monster, it has to have something. Like I feel like the locker has a good example of it, where like I don't know if you remember that one. That's the one where she leaves the letter in the locker.
Yeah.
He turns into a meat cube. You know what? If someone turns into a meat cube, you don't need a monster for me, you know?
That's true. Like horrifying image is an acceptable replacement.
Yeah. And while we were saying that, I have figured out the math.
Wow. Multitasking extraordinaire.
It is 9.
9 out of 20.
Oh, wow. It didn't tie with anything else.
Pretty mid.
I
think it puts it on our lower end of the spectrum, though.
It does. Interestingly enough, it puts it at number 9. So on the lower end.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. We've had a lot less ties this season. Last season, we had so many ties.
That's good. It means we're giving more variety.
I'm going to hold off on saying what was below and above it.
Next episode.
Yep. Next episode is the season wrap-up, where we talk about what we thought of the whole season.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It should be fun. It'll be I think there'll be a 2-week delay between this getting posted.
I think,
rather than our regular 1-week cadence.
Yeah, we'll be skipping a week, so it'll be a 2-week delay.
We need more time.
Yep. Those episodes take a little bit. And then after, we'll be taking another week off after to help us rest our minds.
Short hiatus.
Yep.
And then right back at it, baby.
Yeah. I do have the season 3 first episode's name if you want it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Lead It To Me.
It's like a pun on Leave It To Me. Maybe you're trying to
I might have misspelled this. Let me double check. Because I have LED It To Me. Is that just Let It To Me?
You could lead is spelled the same way as lead.
So what do you think? Do you think that's the correct spelling?
Not L-E-E-D, no. That'd be like a city in England.
Right? I'm going to double check. I'm checking right now. Don't worry, it's all freezing up. That's awesome. Here we go. Too much going on at the same time, I guess. Lend It To Me. I missed the N.
I see. Typo.
Have to give you the proper name.
Lend It To Me. Yeah. There's somebody that asks if they can borrow something, and the item they get is cursed.
Or they don't give it back.
Ooh, classic thief. That seems very likely.
I do not remember this episode, so I don't know how close you are.
Oh, nice. I
No
feel
one
like
will
your
find out.
description would make sense. I'd be happy if it was like that.
So it's going to be like a month until we find out.
The suspense is killing me.
Thank you for joining me, Ghosty.
It's been real. See you in the recap.
See you in the recap. And thank you all for being you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.